Hello, welcome to Garments Engage, where I chat about crochet garments and other yarny things. I am Michelle Ferguson. I am the owner, creator, designer of Two Brothers Blankets. You can find me at twobrothersblankets.com and on Facebook and Instagram at Two Brothers Blankets. And right here on YouTube, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel and give me a follow over on Facebook or Instagram. So I hope you've had a good week. This week has been nuts at the time of recording this. So we got some sad news on Monday that kind of just threw the whole week off. And then my little guy, my youngest, got sick on Tuesday and ended up having strep throat. So in 2021, any kind of sickness, fever, anything, it's like, oh no. So, it just kind of threw the whole week off. But still being productive, still getting things done. I got a ton of crocheting done yesterday because he was sick. And so we just sat around, I took care of him and I crocheted a bunch. So he's on the mend. We got him some medicine. All is well again. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to talk about events and happenings first before I get into trying on as you go and all that stuff. So by the time you see this video, the Michelle tote has been published. The crochet pattern has been published. I'm super excited about it. Let me show it to you. This is the Michelle tote. This is has the same beautiful stitch combo as the Michelle sweater and the Michelle hat. I used Dishy yarn from We Crochet. It's 100% cotton. It's a lovely cotton to work with. It's not hard on your hands. It's pretty soft and it's really, really nice. So this is the Michelle tote. You can find it in my Ravelry and Etsy shops, the crochet pattern. Go grab it because it is so fun to make. It's quick. It's made from the bottom up, all in one piece except for the straps. You have to sew the straps on, but the whole actual bag is made in one piece. So that just released. That's actually my first pattern of 2021. It's crazy, I know. I'm usually like right on it in January, but not this year. I was too busy doing remakes and all the other things. So and getting ready for this podcast. What else is going on? I have another pattern release at the end of the month, so be on the lookout for that. It will be a free pattern. I can't show you any sneak peeks or anything, but be on the lookout. End of the month. I'm really excited about that. And then I'm finishing up my designs for April, and we'll be having, hopefully if all goes well, 2 new pattern releases in April. So fingers crossed, all goes well. And the weeks are not crazy like this week has been. Okay, so let's chat about trying on as you go. I want to share 5 reasons to try on your crocheted garments, tops, sweaters, cardigans, wearables. Try it on as you go. 5 reasons, okay? First, to check your fit, of course. Duh. You want to try on as you go because you want to check the fit of your garment. You want to make sure you chose the right size. You may decide that you went down a size because you were right in the middle, and then you tried on and you're like, no, it's a little too tight. I'm going to go up a size. Or no, I don't like how baggy this is. Let me go down a size. You want to be able to check your fit. And the worst thing ever is to to make a garment, make a sweater, let's say, and it not, finish it and it not fit. Don't do that. Don't do it. I promise you will regret it. Don't wait till the end. Try on as you go to check your fit. The number 2 reason you should try your crochet project on as you go is because your tension may change. You might check gauge and all is well with that hook, and then find that you're loosening up your stitches, or at least if you're me, that's what happens most of the time. You loosening up your tension as you go, and so therefore your fit is not going to be as accurate. It's going to be wider than it's supposed to be, or whatever. You might tighten up as you go and not even realize it. Most of the time I have not even realized that I've loosened up my tension, and it's gotten wider. So it's always important to try it on as you go, to check your tension as well and check your measurements and all that. I find that when I do like a marathon crochet session where I crochet for a couple of hours, I'm working on the same project, I'm working in the round. A lot of times when I'm working in the round, that's when I tend to loosen up my tension. If I'm just doing a few rows at a time, it's all good. But if I'm just doing round after round after round for a couple of hours, that's when I tend to adjust, like change my tension unintentionally, of course, and my project ends up getting too big or whatever. So that is another reason to try on as you go. Okay, number 3 reason to try on as you go is that certain areas of your top or sweater or whatever you're making may need more or less space than the rest of the top or garment that you are crocheting. So what I mean by that is, okay, say I'm making a t-shirt, a crochet t-shirt, and I'm working a circular yoke in the round, and my bust fits a size small. This is for real. This is how this goes every time I make a top-down sweater. Or any sweater. So I'm working all the way down, and then I get to just past my belly button, hip area, mom pooch area, whatever you want to call it. That's quite wider than my bust area. So while it's a 2-inch positive ease up here and here right at my waist, it's tight down at the bottom towards my hips and past my belly button. So what am I going to do? Like, I don't want to finish it and it'd be tight right there and look bad and uncomfortable and make me self-conscious about my hips and all that, right? So try it on as you go. When you know that there's an area, like I just know my hips are wider and I need more room there. So once you learn that, you will know to just do it. So you try on as you go. Once you get to that area, you try it on, you say, do I need more room? Or maybe you need more room in the bust, but less room in the waist and hips. But if you have certain areas, maybe your arms need a little more room or a little less room. Maybe you have smaller arms. You will want to check that as you go so that you can make the adjustments. And an easy way to make adjustments to that, say I need more room in my hip area, is to go up a hook size or 2. Or down a hook size or 2, or tighten up your tension, or loosen up your tension, just to give yourself a little more space or a little less space. You don't necessarily have to change stitch count or anything like that. It's a simple fix, but it's a fix you're going to want to know about. So that is the 3rd reason to try on as you go. 4th is very similar. The length of your garment may be different than what the pattern calls for, or what you need may be different than what the pattern calls for. I have a shorter torso and I know I have short arms. All my testers have to add length to the sleeves of my designs because I guess I have short arms. So the length is important to be able to check as well so that you can adjust accordingly. And that is a super easy fix most of the time. Most of the time you can just add rounds or rows or take away rounds or rows. Super easy to change length. But it's important to check because as you go, because you might need that extra length. A lot of times my testers who are taller than me or have longer torsos than me or longer legs or whatever, need to add length to the bottom. I'm kind of short. So it's important to try on as you go to check the length of your design as well, or your garment as well. And the last reason that you should try on as you go is because you want to make sure you're working it up correctly. right? I mean, I don't know how many times I've had someone come to me and ask me a question about the design, and they're like, it's not working, something's not right, and they're not working it up correctly, and they've already done like this huge chunk of it. So if you're stopping, taking a break, trying it on as you go, you'll be able to catch those mistakes if there are mistakes. You don't want your armhole in the front. You want it on the sides or whatever. You want to make sure your head, then you can get your head in it and all that. And you have the right count, and you're not adding stitches or whatever. So that is another reason to try on as you go. You want to make sure you're doing it right? So that'll save you some time. I know, like, I mean, we all have to take breaks, right? We all only get so many hours a day to crochet or work on it or whatever, and we need to take breaks. So that's a great, like, give yourself certain sections. I actually, with my testers, I try to give them like milestones is what I call them, where they will stop and take a picture and show me, or stop and say, hey, you know, fit check, or I tell them to check right there. So a lot of times, so there's gauge, which is, you can't check fit of that, but I have them check gauge, and then I have them check, like if it's a yoke, I have them stop at the yoke and check, and then the sleeves, the armholes, the length, whatever. I have them check it at certain points in the pattern. So that might be something you want to do when you are making a sweater or a cardigan or a garment, t-shirt, anything like that, a wearable for sure, is to give yourself like checkpoints and try it on as you go. I do that when I'm designing. I always design, when I'm designing a sweater or something, I design to fit me because I'm the one modeling it. So I try it on as I go in different parts of the pattern. So that's my tip for today. I hope that helps. I hope those 5 reasons convince you enough to try it on as you go. All right, next up is what's in my whip bag. And I took it out of the bag this time so that I don't have to dig in the bag while on camera. So let's see. I finished the straps of the Savannah handbag that I showed you last week. It's beautiful. It's up on I took pictures of it. It's up on Ravelry and Etsy and my website. I changed the call for yarn to that Lion Brand 24/7 cotton. I really love that cotton. That and Dishy that I use for the Michelle tote are probably my 2 favorite cotton yarns, cotton worsted yarns. Okay, so remember the yarn I showed you last week that was hand dyed yarn, and I was going to make a shawl with it? Well, I started only a little corner of it, the bottom of it, but it started. I used the variegated ball of yarn, and then I used that rosy color for these stripes, and it'll stripe up some more as it gets bigger. So there's that. I want to finish this and release it in April. It's going to be an asymmetrical shawl. I'm hoping the 3 skeins will be enough, but it may be a smaller shawl, little triangle scarf or something, but I think it's going to be pretty. And then I got in the mail some more yarn, and I started a new Nova shrug with this beautiful white city tweed yarn from We Crochet. It is a DK weight yarn. Let's see, I'm gonna dig in the bag. It is DK weight, 55% merino wool, 25% superfine alpaca, 20% Dawn and Gale tweed. So I think I said that right. It's a really nice DK tweed. I don't know if you can tell with on camera, but I'm going to wear this with my Easter dress. My Easter dress is a little spaghetti strap, so I wanted to have something to cover up with a little bit, and so I decided to make myself a Nova shrug. The Nova shrug pattern is free on my blog. You can just go to twobrothersblankets.com and search it there, right at the top. So those are my 2 main whips. I'm still working on the Chevy blanket. I didn't pull it out because y'all have seen it for the most part. I'm over halfway done with it. So I'm just kind of like switching. Do y'all do that? I switch in between projects, like whichever one I feel like doing, until I get too close to my deadlines that I set for myself. And then I'm like, gotta finish. So that's what's in my whip bag right now. Let me know what's in your whip bag in the comments. I would love to know. Okay, time for brutally honest yarn review. Let me put all this up. So last week I did Brava Sport, which it was a requested yarn that I had on hand. Really loved it. Gave it a 9 out of 10. This week I'm doing another one that I had on hand that was requested to do a review on, and I really like it as well. So, but I'm not going to give it a 9 out of 10. So what I'm reviewing this week is Lion Brand Heartland yarn, and it's nice because I had just finished using this to remake my Ferguson scarf and hat. Heartland is one of the very first yarns that I've ever used. It's easy to get, at least it was. I guess you can get it. I could get it at Michael's, Joann's, all over online. It's really nice. It's a worsted weight, 100% acrylic. It is 251 yards to a skein, and it has some of the prettiest colors. This one is called Kings Canyon. It's a deep, beautiful green. I mean, the colors are gorgeous. I love the colors. They're just deep, like jewel tones. I don't know. They're gorgeous. So I really like this yarn. It's super, super soft. It's easy to get. Yeah. Now, I had my Ferguson scarf that I had made. Also, end's not weaved in again. So I washed it. Washed it in the machine and dried it. Just like I did last week, because I was like, I gotta know if this is like a thing. And here's the thing. It's soft. I'd say it's about the same softness. Like last week when I washed Brava Sport, it was softer, and it was already soft, but it was softer. And I'm gonna try not to compare the two because they're not the same. They're acrylic, but still, I'm gonna try not to compare them too much. But Brava Sport did get softer after the wash. I feel like feeling both of these, this one after being washed and dried, and this skein of yarn that hasn't been used yet, it's about the same. So, washed it, dried it. It's nice and flowy, good drape, which I feel like it had already. It's super fuzzy. Like super fuzzy. I don't know. I'm going to hold it up and see if y'all can see. I don't know. It's really fuzzy. And that was not cool to me. So I don't know. I have the hat that I may try and wash and just wash it and lay it out to dry and see what happens. But I just don't like that at all. So I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10. It's very soft. It's beautiful. It has beautiful colors. It's easy to get. It's great for scarves, hats, garments, sweaters. I don't know if I have a sweater pattern made in Heartland. I'm going to have to think about it. I feel like I don't, but I do have some hat patterns. I have the Ferguson hat and scarf, and the Dallas hat and scarf are both made with Heartland, I think. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure the Dallas hat and scarf are too, in a pretty red color, so check that out. So, I mean, I love it. It's good. It's just, it doesn't, like it says it's machine washable and dryable. It doesn't say wash and delicate, dry and low. And I dry it on medium heat. I'm going to try a lower heat. Someone suggested in the last video in the comments that I dry it on low till it's almost dry and then lay it out to dry, to finish drying. And that helped. So, I mean, it's really soft. I'm over here putting it all over my face. So, 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Let's do that because it is really soft. It's a great yarn. I'm not going to stop using it just because it doesn't wash up good. I don't wash my scarves all that much anyway, or hats all that much. I mean, you know, after so long, definitely, but I don't wash them like once a week or even once a month for that matter because I don't wear scarves and hats that much. But whatever, like after the season or whatever, when you're getting ready to wash hats or scarves or whatever, your sweater, whatever, after you've worn it, just keep that in mind. You may find that it gets a little fuzzy, which I know regular sweaters do too. Different yarns do that, whatever. And maybe that doesn't bother you. That's not a big deal. I just don't love the fuzziness of it. So, but it's a good yarn. So that is my brutally honest yarn review of Lion Brand Heartland. So yeah, that's all I got today. I hope you guys have a good week. Let me know in the comments, do you try on your garments as you go? Do you have a horror story of when you haven't maybe? Let me know, I wanna know. And let me know if you've tried this and what you think of Heartland. And if you want me to review another yarn, I'd love to review something I've not tried yet at all. So give me your best. I wanna know what, yarns you would like for me to be brutally honest and review. I'd love to try one that I haven't tried before. I'm probably going to place like a yarn order soon of just random yarns that I haven't tried anymore. I will review the City Tweed once I get done with my Nova Shrug. I'll give you guys a review of that. I've used it once before, but I don't remember if I've washed it or anything like that. I do know it says to hand wash and lay flat to dry. So that's interesting. It's not machine washable, so we'll give that a go as well. So, all right, I'm off. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you here next week.